Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. You know, I like to say that not all heroes wear capes, and that's true. And in this community, I have had the privilege of literally recording thousands of videos, of your ideas that I can hopefully get out to a wider audience. More than anything, just marinate, just let basically melt on the screen, for lack of a better word. I have somebody who has great ideas who's emailed me. Their name is Reb Tay. And they're the one that has these new champion breakdown templates that they're thinking about doing because they're a self-proclaimed comic book geek, and I am not. I grew up extremely poor, single mom, one of obviously triplets. I'm the shortest at 6'3", the other two are 6'5". I have the smallest shoe with a 16, the other two have a 17, I have an 18. None of us have grown since the 8th grade. So we couldn't afford comic books. We couldn't even afford the internet. And so I have a lot of missing knowledge that was probably pretty convenient for this game that I wish I had. But Reb is an example of somebody who fills in those gaps, which are rather large, in my skull. And Reb wanted to talk to me, and thus to you, about how Kabam, at least on paper, and look, in Kabam's defense, we don't have all the details yet, but it seems like they're going about Ascension wrong. And that's kind of Reb's point as well. He said, something popped in my head. Ascension. I think they're going about it all wrong. If they want to make it awesome, then I think they should change every star level. Now, that is a controversial statement because if you're like me, you've gotten used to having the same star levels and SIGs and everything else. So if you make the game too different, people will leave because it's not the game they fell in love with, so to speak. But this was his concept. So 1 stars, hence why we're starting with this on screen. 1 stars, in my opinion, you should be able to dupe to 100 levels. Think about how many 1-star crystals they would sell at the 25 unit price. The collectors like ourselves would overspend on it. Now, I do think there are people out there who would. I would not personally, unless the benefit to Ascension was so amazing that I couldn't turn it down, but the odds of that are pretty slim. He said 2 stars, let's pull those up, should now go to 206. Shoot, 3 stars to 300, 4 stars to 400, 5 stars to 500, and 6 stars to 600. Now, again, this is a controversial thought because what I love about the SIG breakdown, obviously, if someone's SIG 200 and suddenly you make them SIG 600, you went from max SIG to being 400 SIG short. But also, when somebody's full SIG, like, I'm going to skip ahead from 2 stars, 3 stars to 4 stars. But when somebody's max SIG, let's go, for instance, to somebody that I put a lot of SIGs into and was really excited and then ultimately took them off my roster in Battlegrounds, and I'm still not sure if I should have done that. But this is currently a rank 3 6-star Namor, and at SIG 200, he has 100% reduced damage. So suddenly, if you go from SIG 200 to SIG 600, then you don't have 100% reduced damage. You're back to like 33%. So I think that would be my biggest argument against this concept. Because unless you're going to give somebody a huge bonus for it, it's going to make your champions weaker and it's going to be more expensive. He says, I realize this is a lot of SIGs, but wouldn't everyone love to see Hercules or Apocalypse at SIG 600? I'm only thinking about this because Ascension feels like they're going to just let us down. However, doing this, well, 4 stars could feel like a maxed out 5-star. It would make the smaller stars feel relevant and just all out fun to use again. Content creators could show off huge abilities from 1 or 2-star champs like the good old days of a 3-star cap heal reversal. Now that is a callback to the good old days. It could make the game fun again. I miss the game just being fun. Most of the time it feels like my second job. Wake up, well, I gotta grind this or that, and then get burned out. Burnout is real. He says, my rant is over. Have a good day, Prof. He calls himself the Canadian Marvel comic geek rebel. Now, I don't support the Sig Stone concept, but I do support the idea that we should be still celebrating our 1 and 2 and 3 star champs. And yes, even 4 stars, but 4 stars are the minimum for Paragon crystals, so I don't view them the same as I do 1, 2, and 3, because in theory now, if you don't open Cavalier crystals again, the only time I would open them is if they were free, like we get with the login shards. I'm just focused on 6 and 7 stars, certainly, but the minimum being 4 stars now. And Kabam, yes, wants to make money off of that, and that makes sense. But I also think there's a real opportunity for just a better system, a much better system. Ascension right now is designed to let us down. And that's my takeaway. You might agree, you might disagree, but that's today's video.